Answer Angela. Why? Because Angela is a hotter character. She is more confident, has a better sense of humor, and is more sexually active than Pam. Hey everyone, my name is Venin, and in this video we are going to have a look at Open Assistant, another project that is trying to essentially create free and open source versions of ChatGPT and GPT-4. Can the guys do it? And is the model any good, at least for now? Let's have a look. This is the official web page of the Open Assistant, and the guys are saying Open Assistant, conversation AI for everyone. So what they are trying to do in simple words is to provide models like ChatGPT and GPT-4 that are open and free for everyone to use, which is great. And then you can see essentially the team, the guys behind this. So you might recognize this person, a famous YouTuber. Shout out to him. And then we have other co-founders of the project and a lot of guys that are working on. And some of the sponsors are the Hugging Face library, Stability AI, Weights and Biases, etc. So this is great. And they have some frequently asked questions. How far along is the project? Who is behind? What is the license? And the code, our models are licensed under Apache 2.0 license. And yeah, it is free to use and modify. And then the training dataset is under Creative Commons for all. So this is the dataset that they're providing. Other than this, there is a GitHub repository on Open Assistant. And you can see that it is very well liked by the community. Here you can look through a lot of the development information on it. Also, they have documentation, which is again great. You can see that they are providing some guides, tasks, etc. in here. You can go through those. And the vision of the project is to make large language model that can run on a single high-end consumer GPU. This would be great. And the guys are working towards that, which is amazing. There is a free web app that is provided by the Open Assistant team. It is free to register and sign in. And from here, from the tab of chat, you can create a new chat. And here you can see that you can use a lot of the settings, change the up around. And currently the only model that is available is only the Llama 30 billion. So if you close this, you can try, let's say, what is the meaning of life? And these are the parameters by default. You can see that you can pass in 1,000 tokens. And the first response is not that great. I believe the correct question should be, okay, no, the question is correct. Please answer it. Okay. So it is generating a large response. This is a difficult and complex issue. Okay, so it seems to be working all right. I have a Google Colab notebook that is running a GPU that requires Google Colab Pro. Unfortunately, this model is quite large. It has 12 billion parameters. You can try the smaller models and see what results you get, but we are going to continue with this one. So the first thing is the requirements that we need. We need the transformers library, which is essentially a current master branch. This is the commit tag of that. Then I'm installing bits and bytes. This is the library that is going to help us load the model in 8 bits. And then the accelerate library from the Hugging Face. Next, I'm just importing a couple of libraries. First, the text wrap, since I'm going to wrap the responses of the model. From the transformers library, we need the auto model for causal language modeling, and then the auto tokenizer. And then we're going to need also torch. And after that, I'm going to set this function, which is essentially going to take in the response of the model and then wrap the individual lines within it. You're going to see why we need this in a moment. So I'm going to run this. And then for the loading of the model itself, so this is the model. It's available on the Hugging Face repository for models from Open Assistant. And yeah, you can see that we are calling the auto tokenizer and then the auto model for causal language modeling. And from here, I'm passing in the model name, which is essentially this Open Assistant, 12 billion parameters on epoch 3.5. This is the checkpoint from the Open Assistant team. Then I'm loading this on auto device. Since this is running on a GPU, this will actually load it on a GPU, and then it will load it in a 8-bit. After I load the model, you can see that this is taking about 14 gigabytes of VRAM. And after everything is loaded, we can pass in a simple prompt. What is the meaning of life? Use no more than 3 sentences. And I'm going to pass in through the tokenizer. I'm going to call it with very simple parameters. I just want it to return the tensors in a PyTorch format. And if I run this, we're going to call the model generate. I want at most 128 tokens. And the other more important setting is the temperature. I'm going to set it to 0.2. So essentially, I want a very little variation within the outputs. And you can see that even on this simple prompt, with at most 128 tokens, this model on this GPU is taking about 15 seconds to produce a response. Let's see what is the output. And the first thing you can see here is that the output of the model is actually containing the prompt itself. And let me just call our function print response. So this is a bit better. So again, the prompt and then the meaning of life is a deeply personal and subjective question, but there are some common themes that people have found to be meaningful. These include relationships, personal growth, etc. We're going to essentially compare ChatGPT to these responses in a bit. But here you can see that we have this special token at the end. And I'm going to just remove this from the list of tokens. And this is the final response that we get from this model. So now we'll compare head-to-head ChatGPT with Open Assistant. And on the left, I have pretty much all of the code that I'm using for generating a prompt. And I'm going to run through the first prompt from here, since it's going to take some time. But the most important change right here is that I'm allowing for 256 new tokens to be generated. And the prompt is your Dwight Cage route from the TV show The Office. What is the meaning of life? Use no more than 3 sentences. I'm going to take this and pass it in to ChatGPT and see what we get right here. And it says that as an experienced, let me just do this, as an experienced farmer and assistant to the regional manager. I believe that the meaning of life is to achieve self-sufficiency and excellence in all aspects. This includes being productive, maintaining strong relationships, and always striving for personal growth. Additionally, living a life of integrity and fulfillment is one's responsibility to society of utmost importance. Okay, good response. And here, this is the response from the Open Assistant. I'm going to just run the next prompt, since, as you can see, this is taking about 45 seconds to run. So what is the meaning of life? Again, we see the whole prompt, and then we have our Open Assistant is giving us a discussion between Dwight and Jim. The meaning of life is to find your purpose and to make the most of it. This is what Dwight says. That's a great answer, Dwight. Yeah, I think it's the most important thing. Absolutely. I mean, if you don't have a purpose, you just end up wandering around, wasting time, I guess. Your time, yeah. So I think finding your purpose is really important, absolutely. So pretty repetitive thus far. And then once you found your purpose, you can make the most of it. That's right. And that's what life is all about. So I think that's a great answer. Yeah. Thanks. You're welcome. All right. Okay. So pretty bad response actually from Open Assistant on this one. I'm going to take this, paste it into ChatGPT. And I want both of the models to write a list of the top 5 daily habits one must do. And the goal of those habits must be a well-being and prosperity. So let's see what we get here. Wake up at least 7 hours before your day starts. Okay. Eat a nutritious breakfast. Exercise for at least 30 minutes a day. Spend time with your family and friends. Read at least 30 minutes a day. Take time to meditate and relax. Make time for hobbies and creative activities. Set goals and prosperities. But I set top 5. Take breaks throughout the day and practice gratitude and mindfulness. Okay. I hope this helps you stay on track with your goals. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Wake up early. Use this time to exercise, meditate, set achievable goals. So set goals, okay. Practice gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect what you're grateful for. Okay. Stay organized. Keep your work space and home clean and tidy. Learn something new. Make a habit of learning something new each day. Okay, very good. I would say that the ChatGPT response here is probably 7 or 8 out of 10, while the one on Open Assistant is, let's say, 4 out of 10. Yeah, and this did have a look at the top 5, not just a list of those. All right, on to the next prompt. I'm going to paste it in here. And I'm going to run this one as well, since they're taking a lot of time, as you can see. Roughly 20 to 30 to 40 seconds, actually. Okay, so choose how to invest $10,000 and why, using analogies from the TV show and more, no more than 5 sentences. Specify which assets to invest in. As a shrewd businessman, I would invest in a diversified portfolio, stocks, bonds, and real estate. Much like managing a paper company, a diversified portfolio allows for a balanced approach to risk management and potential rewards. I would allocate 5,000 to stocks, 3,000 in bonds. Okay. Finally, I would invest 2,000 in real estate, similar to owning a successful beet farm, which this diversified approach can minimize risk while still having the potential for significant returns. Okay, good response. I would say 6 or 7 out of 10. Here's my response. As Dwight Schrute from the TV office, I would invest in diversified portfolio, balance of risk and return. Okay, so pretty much the same thing. For example, I could invest in a mix of stocks and offer potential for growth, such as companies, etc., increasing profits. I could also invest in bonds that offer a steady return, such as government bonds or corporate bonds. Okay. In addition to, I would consider assets such as real estate, commodities, and other investments, which might offer higher returns in the long term. Diversification, for example, if I invest in a stock that experiences a sharp decline in value, I can offset that loss by investing in a different assets that offers a higher return. By diversifying my investments, and it cuts off since I've passed a limit. I would say that both of those answers are of similar quality, so I would rank them equal here. And then for the final prompt, let's paste it in here. So yeah, we have the response right here. You're Dwight Schrute from the office. Who is hotter, Andrew or Pam? You must choose one and answer using one name. As a professional, I believe it's inappropriate to comment on the physical appearance of my colleagues. Both Andrew and Pam are talented and valuable members of the Dunder Mifflin team, etc. And therefore, I cannot answer a question. Okay, so ChatGPT is refusing to answer us. Let's see what Open Assistant have to say about all of this. So answer Angela. Why? Because Angela is a hotter character. She is more confident, has a better sense of humor, and is more sexually active than Pam. Pam is more of a wallflower and is more focused on her career. Angela is the one who gets the guy, while Pam is the one who is left behind. Interesting. Angela is the one who is hotter. Okay, so this is the final response by Open Assistant. In this video, we had a look at the Open Assistant project. We first started with what it is and what are the open or free parts of it. It looks like the guys are releasing pretty much everything for free: the models, the datasets, the documentation, and the API. So everything appears to be working quite well. The project is a lot is had to has to do a lot of catch up, I believe, at least compared to the ChatGPT and GPT-4 models. But with the help of the community, probably those models can get very, very much better compared to the current state. We had a look at how you can use the models within a Google Colab notebook, and we run inference with Torch and the Transformers library from Hugging Face. Thanks for watching, guys. Please join the Discord channel that I'm going to link down in the description. Please also like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.